Coming from the Caveman Studios in Buffalo, New York. Welcome to Caveman Corner with your host, Jeff.
Captain Caveman!
Thanks.
Click subscribe and the bell. Do it now!
Hey, we're here with Mr. Buck Smith, one of the legendary fighters in boxing history. So thank you very much for coming on a podcast. It's an honor to have you, sir.
Thank you, sir, for having me.
Yeah, no problem, man. Thank you. I want to jump right into your career because I don't know if this is a true story or not, but your first professional bout, you just walked into the ring and started fighting. Is that really how it went down?
Well, just like you started the show, you wanted to jump straight into it, so that's what I did. That's what I did. That jumped off my career. That started my career off.
Did you have any boxing experience at all?
Actually, I had a few amateur fights as a kid, growing up down in Muskogee, Oklahoma, about 120 miles from Oklahoma City. I started down there, had maybe about 3 or 4 fights, and came up here and moved with my dad. And I started life, graduated from high school and went to the military, had a couple of fights in the military, smokers-wise. And I'm like, hey, man, I can get out of here and make me some money. I can fight pro, So I started working for a finance company. And me and my brother, he wanted to go down to this place they call the Central Plaza Hotel, which they held fights down there. The old Grady's put the fights on. And we went down there one day. And my brother went to the back. And he's nosing around and said that, hey, my brother know how to fight. He heard that somebody had fell out. And so, yeah, I jumped in there. I had some jam shorts and some Reebok tennis shoes on it. And that was my first fight, man. And first pro fight. And I'm like 4 rounds. I made it. And then next thing I know, Sean Gibbons, which became my mentor in fighting, in boxing, he's like, hey, man, you need to come to the gym. We got a gym over here on this side of town. You need to come over here and check us out. And once I did that, I think maybe about a month or 2 later, he sent me down to Dallas. Me and him rode down to Dallas in the Honda. And I knocked out the old boy in the second round. And it just started from there, my man.
Yeah, you just racked win after win for a really long time. I looked at your record, and I was so amazed by that story. Not too often you just see a guy walk into the ring. Yeah, I'll fight. I'm ready to go.
Yeah. I mean, I wish I could, get specifics on everything that happened, but it's been so many years, Yeah. But hell, we had a run, dude. We had a lot of fun, man, and just jump in there and go at it, not knowing what the hell I'm doing. I mean, nothing, just going there throwing punches. I didn't learn how to fight till I fought Buddy McGirt,
Man,
and hell, that was probably 100 fights later.
Yeah.
Wow.
So there's some controversy on the record because apparently you fought under other names. How many fights do you actually have?
Man, I've had a couple hundred fights. I don't know about the no name. That's been speculated from other folks. I can't say anything about that because I don't know anything about it. That's about it, man. I mean, once I got into the ring, I fought. I mean, my name was called, and whoever name else was called over there, I wasn't worried about it.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And that's just on the, that's just around here in the Midwest.
Yeah.
Because having that many fights, going from state to state. I mean, hell, you having 15 fights in 1 month. I don't know who I'm fighting.
I think that's actually is pretty close to a record as well, and something that no fighter now is going to be able to do because now they have mandatory weights between fights. Do you think that's a good rule, or do you like just being able to fight right after you fight? I mean, I know you got to make a living.
The mandatory weight period, yeah.
Yeah.
I ran into that, and I think it was in Tennessee. I had a fight in Kansas City, and I won decision. I think the next couple of days, we went over to Tennessee and we fought over there. And I did excuse me, went through the procedure like you normally do. You get checked by the doctor, whatnot. The fight doctor before the fight, and there was nothing wrong with me. And I told the guy, I said, "Yeah, I just fought last night. I fought the other night." And he said, "Well, if I'd have known that, you wouldn't be fighting tonight." And I'm saying, "Well, I'm okay. I passed the physical. I passed all your testing. So what's the problem?" You know, I think it's bad, really. But you're trying to keep a guy from earning a living, and if a guy is able to fight like I did, I mean, I didn't have any issues whatsoever. I mean, health wise, yeah. I mean, I was okay.
You're speaking very fine too. You're very
Yeah.
clear. It's not like you have slurred speech. Like,
Well,
how's your head?
I, I, I I gotta stop for a while and kind of slow my speech down a little bit sometimes because I get to talking, get to rambling on so fast my words don't come out like they need to, but not. So I have to slow down a little bit. Um, but my health wise is good. My brain, I believe it's okay. It always checked out. Uh, what I did, I kept myself in pretty good condition. That's the key, is staying active. If you're not fighting, you still got to stay active. You got to do something. Most of these guys, they sit around, they fight for the title. They won't fight for a year, 6 months. You know, uh, and that I think that's bad. They should stay. They should stay busy. You know,
Fighting that often, how much hard sparring did you do?
Here in Oklahoma, I didn't get that much sparring. I had to go from state to state. We had a training camp up in Indianapolis that when there was a big fight that came up, I would go there and post up there and train up there with some guys. And I've been telling you, it was truly good, great guys up there, man. I had a one hell of a training camp with a lot of guys. Uh, Harold Brazier was one of them. Harold Brazier, world champ. Marty Jakuboski, all those guys up there, Dwayne Swift, Ferdell Smith, Mark Brandon, a lot of guys out there that was on the club show level that made it, and those guys were great sparring guys. And I would spar with other guys out in California and in other places, but Indianapolis was my main camp.
Right. So do you think that maybe your brain's good because you didn't lose so much in the gym because you're out there like fighting all the time?
Well, I think my success was not sparring so much like these other guys would. I wouldn't spar with a headgear. I refused to wear headgear. Only when I went over to Italy and I had to spend 2 months over there with Gianfranco Rossi. Uh, I had to spar him, and they wouldn't let me wear. They made me wear headgear because he was getting ready to fight for a title. And he didn't want any cuts or whatnot.
Yeah.
But I get it. The headgear with sparring, it do cause a lot of damage, and that's where you get a lot of damage from is in the gym. Um, the the thing that I didn't like was that guys getting hit with a headgear on, they seem like they can absorb more punishment, and they can take more blows. It's not really hurting them, but it truly is, you know. But yeah, I just didn't care for headgear, but I love to spar and didn't get that much here in the city. I had to go to Indianapolis and other states to get that, but mainly Indianapolis, where we did
Yeah.
all the sparring at. You
Do
know,
you think headgear is good for anything besides for stopping cuts?
uh, no, not truly. I mean, if it was thinner, yes, thinner. If you remember Tyson, when Tyson wore headgear, his headgear was pretty thin.
Yeah.
You
It
know,
almost like looked like wrestling headgear. It just
yeah,
barely
yeah,
covered his
yeah.
ears and his forehead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like the concussions in football. I mean, look at all that padding they got in that helmet.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy when you something's got to give, and that brain is gonna move around a little bit. But headgear, I mean, it's safe. in a sort of getting cuts and whatnot, but you're taking way too much damage.
Yeah, there's been a lot of studies that show it actually increases the amount of concussions given. It's
Yes.
actually a wider frame to hit, and they're really talking about changing the headgear like really small or eliminating it entirely from amateurs. I think that would be
Yeah.
a good move.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No,
Yeah.
no doubt. No doubt. I would recommend them go with a thinner headgear. I mean, real thin, you know, because that would benefit the fighter a lot more. It'll give him some longevity into the sport. I mean,
Yeah.
I think it helped me a lot. I mean, I refuse to wear that damn headgear, man. I mean, I just didn't care for it at all, man. I mean, it was a bitch, dude. I mean, it felt like I was just caged in. You had this big ass headgear around your face, man, and it's like I can't see, you know.
Yeah, it mess with your vision.
Yeah, it does, man. And see, the thing about it is that I'm not going to fight like that. I'm not going to fight like that, you know. So the headgear, something needs to be done about that, really. I mean, look at those guys in cage fighting. I mean, shit. I mean, those guys ain't got no headgear on. You know, they don't train with headgear on, do they?
No,
I don't think so.
when they do really hard sparring, sometimes
Oh,
if they
they
got a
do.
fight coming up, they'll have the guy they're sparring will wear headgear so they don't get cut.
Oh,
But
okay,
they
okay.
don't usually wear headgear themselves. Like there's a lot more headbutting because they wrestle too. So sometimes
Yeah.
they have like the really small headgear too.
Oh, okay,
Um,
okay.
but like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not for the guy fighting, so he doesn't get cut
Oh,
generally.
okay.
Yeah. When you put headgear on Ray, dude, he immediately starts sweating too. He profusely
Yeah,
starts
yeah.
sweating everywhere.
Right, right.
Yeah.
You like wearing headgear when you spar?
I don't like it. It blocks my vision. I'm like, oh,
Oh yeah.
that sucks when you can't see where the punch is coming from.
I mean, some of these guys. I mean, you get some of these world class champs that was out there in these world class, training camps where these guys they do recommend that that the sparring guys do wear headgears, and I get it. You know, I had to wear one, like I said, over in Italy with that old boy, and I hated it. I didn't like it, but I had to, you know. But it's just not. It didn't suit me. I put it like that.
Yeah.
It just didn't suit me for it. You know, my main goal was run every day, even after I fight, whether I won or lost, I still got up and ran that next day.
Damn.
Mm.
Yeah, I still got up and did my road work, man. And I didn't have no skills whatsoever. You know, I had to develop those on the way. You know, and the thing that gave me the endurance, the stamina was running every single 5 miles every day. That's what I get up and I go run that 5 miles, man, and I try to knock it out under 35 minutes every single day. But of course, you know, when it came fight time, or I would cut it back. I would start doing 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I would always, you know, I wouldn't run. I wasn't a racehorse, so I wasn't running that hard all the damn time, you know. So I knew when to cut it off and when to kick it back up.
Yeah. Apparently it worked really well. You even had two fights in one night. Can you walk me through that night? I don't think
Oh man,
I've ever
hey
talked to anyone that had two
dude,
fights in two different venues in one night.
that was a bitch. If you mind me,
No, you can cuss all you want, sir.
but hey man, that was something that I never dreamed of it, and I don't know if my handlers had it planned. I don't know what the deal was. All I knew was, hey man, Buck, you got to fight in Kansas City, and you got to fight here. No, not Kansas City. I'm sorry, Wichita. It was Wichita, Kansas. So you got to fight in Wichita, then you got to fight here in Oklahoma City tonight. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna do this. You're gonna fight the first fight in Wichita. Then you're gonna come back here and fight the main event in Oklahoma City. And so, man, we got there in Wichita, and we had that first fight, and I can't remember what it was. I stopped him in the second or third round, maybe. I'm not for sure. Uh, but we jumped in the van, and I still had on my shorts, my shoes, and I took my hand wraps off and stuff. They cut my wraps and stuff off. And it was, I think it was, what, an hour, 45 minutes, 2 hours. to get back here. And when we got back, I guess the announcer, they were talking by cell phone, and they were talking to the announcer and letting the announcer know that, hey, we're 15 miles out. He's coming, and the announcer would relate that back to the crowd, to the audience. And so once we got in, I got checked out by the doc, went in there, and man, I can't remember what happened actually. I can't. I think I went the distance. I probably ended up stopping him, I guess.
I think I thought like what I read, it said that you went the distance, but I don't know for sure you won a decision. But who knows? That's such a crazy day. It
Man,
just says you won all the rounds. It doesn't say the decision rounds. Maybe stopped in the last round. I don't actually know.
I don't recall, man. I haven't looked at my record in years, dude.
There's
just haven't
a
looked
lot
at
of green for the wins. There's a lot of wins on your record.
it. It is, and at the end, it's a lot of losses.
That's the way the game works, man. Like
Hey,
no one ever goes out a winner.
It is. They don't. Well, I rephrase that. I think I did go out as a winner. On record wise, they showed that I had my last 20 losses, but that was my decision. But I think I went out as a winner because I have accomplished a lot of goals in boxing that no other person has done, and I broke a lot of records. And I'm very pleased with that, man.
I think at the end of the day, if you leave boxing and you have a home and a life and you can speak fluently and you can live your life and you're not broken and destroyed, you came out a victor, man. And
yeah.
this is
doing all that fighting, all that training. I didn't realize I had a heart condition.
no way.
Yeah, I didn't realize that, man. I'm sitting here, man. I'm like, what? I'm out in the back hitting golf balls, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening? I said, I normally stay out there an hour, 2 hours hitting balls, and man, I hit about 2 or 3 balls, and all of a sudden, I'm like, I can't breathe, and so I walk back to the house, and I tell my wife, I'm like, and I'm only about maybe 50 yards from the house hitting balls, and I tell my wife, I said, something's wrong. I said, we gotta go to the hospital. I said, I don't feel right, man. I had a blockage in my main widowmaker. My widowmaker was 99.9. And he's like, man, how in the fuck are you walking around here, dude? You should be dead, man. So they put me on the table the next day. And put a stent in me. So, but I'm like, man, I didn't realize I had some type of condition going on like that. It just hit me all of a sudden.
Man, that's rough. Especially like you in such good shape. Good, like all that running paid off in the long run too. I mean, can you imagine if you're in bad shape?
Yeah. Well, as you get older, I'm almost 60 now. I'll be 60 next year. So yeah, I'm dealing with those 50 pains now. Over 50 pains now. So I've got some with my hands being damaged a little bit with carpal tunnel. My right hand, I broke my right hand maybe 5 to 7 times, and my left hand 3 times throughout my fighting career. And they mess with me a little bit every once in a while. But other than that, man, I feel good. I get up every day, and I play golf as much as I can. I still go down to the gym and help out with some of the kids a little bit, man. And other than that, I feel fine. But like you said, I've truly been blessed. No, Sophie, you got to go over there, Sophie. No, that's my dog.
Yeah, the dog made the podcast. That's awesome, man. We love dogs. That's so cool.
Get up here. All right, yeah, but no, man. I tell you that 2 fights in one night, it was remarkable. it was truly remarkable.
When we were still on the podcast, we're having a true Caveman's Corner guy. He fought twice in one night, just like those old MMA guys. Except the old MMA guys just got to do it in one arena. They didn't have to drive 2.5 to go to the next place. That's so crazy.
Oh man, that's crazy. I don't know how you guys do that mixed martial arts, man. That's some shit there, man. I mean, I can't do it. I think I heard Dana White at one time say, I guess when it first came out, he said something about always safer than boxing, and I'm like, bullshit. I said, it's not to me. I mean, when somebody literally trying to choke you out or knee you in the head, I mean, man, only thing I got to worry about is two hands coming at me, the left and the right. You know, here you
Hey,
guys got to, you guys got those guys got to worry about knees, feet, and two hands. You know,
Hey.
so you got 6 parts. You know, you
yeah,
got your hands, your knees. Oh, we got 7 parts. Your head. Oh
Elbows.
shit, you got 9
elbows.
parts.
Yeah, the elbows.
See, I can't deal with that, man. I'm used to 2 weapons. You know,
Did
you
they
guys
ever try
got
to make
7
you fight?
weapons. Do
Did
what
they
now,
ever try to
sir?
make you fight? Kickboxer.
Yeah, we actually done that over in China.
Okay.
Yeah, we did. We did the Venetian Hotel had sponsored about 30 American fighters, and we went over there, man, and they put me with the toughest motherfucker over there, dude. This guy's like Bruce Lee to me, man. I mean, this guy, you can hear these guys back there kicking this bamboo, man, and I mean,
Yeah.
it just you can hear it from blocks away, man. That's what it sounded like, and I think I was about maybe the 10th or 12th fighter to go out there and fight. And man, this old boy, I seen these guys coming back, man. These guys, they get kicked in the shin, and they bruised all the way up to their rib cage.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't believe it. But this old boy, man, and Boza Edwards, he was in my corner. He's like, man, Buck, I can't wait till you knock this dude out, man. You hit him with that left hook, he's gonna go flying, dude. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I ain't hitting him with no left hook. I'm like, man, I'm gonna try to stay away from this guy as far as away from this guy as possible, and I'm gonna try to catch him. And sure enough, man, this dude got the kicking wide, man. He got the coming in, I got to moving around, and I caught one and I went with it, and that was it. I'm like, ain't no way. I said, this is an old New York trick, man. I've been down this road one too many times, dude.
Yeah.
Then we had no advantage. They said that if you can block a kick, and I didn't know how to block those kicks, but we had other guys in our camp that knew how to block kicks and stuff. So I didn't know how to block kicks. I was like, just block this kick, and then you got the right to throw him down. Now, truly, you had full gloves on. These guys had full gloves on. We wore boxer shoes. These guys were shoeless, man. I mean, these guys, and they had damn toenails that was like 6 inches long, man. Shit. I'm like, what the hell? But I mean, these folks, all these guys came back bruised up, but me. I mean, these guys, they were all bruised up, man. I'm like, I can't see it, dude. I'm like, it wasn't even worth it, man. Really. I said they gave us a gift bag. Like when you go to the Oscars or something like that, and you get to walk the red carpet. Then you go into this little sitting area over here, this little sitting room, and they give you all these gifts and all this stuff. You just go pick out what you want. Well, that's just the same way they did us over there, and they gave us all this stuff that's made in China that we couldn't use over here. You know what I mean? You couldn't use it over here. So I got all this electronic stuff that I couldn't use, man. It was pretty cool though. I mean, I got to give to those old boys. They do put up a hell of a fight though. They really do, man.
Yeah, James Toney, man, UFC, and then Muhammad Ali fought a kickboxer. So there's a lot of there's a big draw to get good boxers in to prove like that the other arts aren't great.
Well, man,
They always want to beat the boxer.
James Toney and Ali and all those guys are way tougher than I am, man. Especially James Toney, dude.
What did he? I think he only made it like a minute. He got choked out by Randy Couture. Like it was.
Yeah. Well, see, I can't do that, man. You put your hands around my nose. You put your hands around my throat, dude. I'm putting a knife to your neck. I gotta have something in my back pocket, man. I just can't do it, dude. While you choking me out, I'm trying to get in my back pocket.
It's so crazy that you think MMA is tougher. I've experienced MMA. Obviously, I boxed at a level that's much lower than your level. I competed professionally in mixed martial arts and Muay Thai, and I never fought professionally in boxing. But man, the boxers are something special.
Hey, Caveman. Ray Mercer knocked out Tim Sylvia.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, and like 22 seconds too, one shot.
Yep.
Yeah, Tim Sylvia thought he was a man.
Yeah. Boxing is totally different, from all these other sports, all these other competitive sports. which boxing you have to. I mean, of course, you are thinking the mixed martial arts and karate and jujitsu and all these other competitive sports like that. You are thinking a lot, but I think boxing puts it to the side to where it's like a chess match. You got to make that guy move where you want him to, and Mayweather does that so beautifully. He makes those guys move to where he wants them to move to where he can hit them at. And a lot of these guys out there that was great champions that are still great champions, and mostly every single fighter out there tries to imitate that, tries to do that. They try to do that. You trying to set this guy up to where you can hit him and you can continue to hit him and continue to make this guy move, and it becomes a very very dangerous chess game. You know, because if you go out there trying to look for the knockout, you're going to get knocked out.
I agree 100%. I've like boxed with pro boxers, and it's never fun, dude. They tear me
No,
up.
yeah,
It's such a different sport. There's so much skill.
Yeah.
I have so much respect for anyone that can do it.
Man,
Yeah, I learned a lot. I
I tell
learned a
you,
lot from sparring.
when I thought I knew how to fight, I thought I thought I knew how to fight. Leading up to Buddy McGirt, when I fought Buddy McGirt after the fight was over with, he said, "Hey Buck, man," he said, "I want to thank you, man." I said, "For what, man? You beat me, man. You won." He said, "No, man. I want to thank you for making me feel at home." And I said, "What do you mean, man? We're not in New York. I'm not in Oklahoma. We're here in Louisiana. We're down here in New Orleans, man." I said, "We both are not from here." And he said, "Man, you made me feel at home. You didn't talk trash to me. You didn't say you gonna whoop my ass, blah, blah, this and that. You made me feel at home, man. And I want to thank you for that." And I said, "All right, man, that's cool." I said, "I want to thank you." He said, "For what?" I said, "For teaching me how to box." I said, "Man, I hit you one time, and I couldn't hit you again. I couldn't catch you no more, man." He said, "Yeah, we talked to Mark Breland." No. I'm sorry. That's a different story there on Mark Breland. He said, "Yeah, man." He said, you just you have power, dude. And I caught it one time, and I just wanted to taste it and see what it was going to feel like, and I knew what I had to do was get on my bike, And he basically taught me how to box that night, 10 rounds. He won a 10-round decision.
Like you said, you have a bunch of notable fights. You fought Julio Chavez, Cesar Chavez. You fought a whole bunch of men. You have records that no one else is going to have. Do you think you should be in a boxing Hall of Fame? We were having this discussion earlier, and we're more than 50% that you should be in the boxing Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Well,
Like our
I
survey.
should, I should be there, but that's up to the committee, to the guys that's on the board for that organization there. I'm not going to cry about it if I don't make it. I'm pleased with where I'm at now. It would be an honor. I think it would complete the journey. But if it doesn't happen, my journey will still be completed on the upside. I truly believe that if I'm not there, it's because of some of the speculation that went on with my record. Maybe saying that I fought people that was what do they call it? Just use different names and did this and that. I don't know. I don't get it. If that's one thing that's going to hold me back. What about those guys those guys back in the day, in the 40s and the 30s, in the 50s, when they fought guys 4 or 5 times a time? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that happens now all the time as well. It's even in like 2024 that's still happening. You still see
Oh
guys
yeah,
that have like 4 or 5 fights with the same guy.
yeah.
Um, it's part of it. Do you think another part of it is you were like a lot of your career? It seemed like you're trained pretty independently. Do you think maybe you didn't do enough with the politics of boxing? Because it's kind of like
Yeah,
it's always about
everything's political.
yeah.
Everything's political, man. I'm not gonna rub elbows with no one. Those guys, excuse me, if those guys want to give me something that I rightfully earn, that's good. But if you don't, that's fine with me too. You know what I mean? I mean, I got my own boxing Hall of Fame. It's inside me, my soul. you know. So I'm pleased with it, man. And again, it's something it's something that it'll leave a legacy of what I've left already behind. But I understand that if I do accept it, if I do get something like that, I will cherish it, and I will be very very grateful for such an award that I just couldn't put with anything else. That's one great reward that you can get out of boxing. Is being in the Hall of Fame.
Well, you made two huge fans in
Caveman.
Buffalo. Yeah, go ahead, Ray. I'm sorry.
Caveman, we should do like a hashtag Buck Smith gets
Hall
on
of
the Hall
Fame.
of Fame. We gotta do
Yeah,
something.
we
We
will
Oh
gotta do
start the
man,
something.
hashtag.
so
We
now I
just
got
on
to
the
buy new
hashtag.
tuxedo now, huh?
It's gonna get real. We're gonna rub elbows for you.
Man,
Yeah, we gonna do.
I tell you, I mean, they put writers in there, and they put these other guys in there like that. I mean, come on. I mean, it's like you said again. It's all political. It's all about politics with that, man.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
there's a lot of politics in anything with Hall of Fame for
yeah,
sure.
yeah, it is. Coming from Oklahoma, well, you guys, most of these fights you had, there wasn't a commission and blah blah this and that, but they all got recorded. They all got in. It's just blah 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 this and that. Hey, I've proven myself in the ring. I've all the doubters that thought I couldn't do it, I done it. I've done some things in that fight game. I mean, who had 106 straight wins? It's documented. I mean, someone's close, but I think I'm like fourth on the all-time knockout list.
121 recorded. I'm looking at your record right now.
100.
121 knockouts, 182 wins, 228 fights. Like you
Good man.
put a lot of time in, dude. There's not too many people with a resume like that.
Man, that is, dude. Yeah, dang, maybe I ought to get my picket sign and go stand in front of the Hall of Fame.
I think so, man. I think we'll be down there with
we
you.
got we gotta do Caveman. We gotta do something. We gotta fight. We gotta rub
Man,
elbows.
All
but
right,
but
for the,
but 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 I tell you, man, I tell you, if it had not been for all the states that I went and fought in, I tried to make friends with everyone. I tried to please every single crowd that I went to, man. I mean, all the fans out there, not only here in Oklahoma, but all around the world that watched me fight on television and in the states that I went into that I got a chance to interact with, man. I mean, if it hadn't been for those guys, giving me pats on the backs and whatnot, all that shit counted, man. It really did, dude. I mean, I still remember a lot of that stuff back in the day, man, like that. And I wanted to always prove myself that I could always try to better myself in this sport, and try to give something back. And these fans, they pushed me, man. They truly did, because I wanted to see a smile on somebody's face. I
that's
wanted
awesome.
somebody to say, "Hey, good job, Buck. You did great, man. I love you." Yeah. It was awesome, man. I love that. And I have to send a shout out to all the fans out there that followed me in that fight game. You know,
That's really good. And I want to jump to your cigar. Like you like to smoke cigars. It seemed like you own a business there. I know you wanted to get the plug in. So
oh no,
in
I
your
don't, I don't, I, I don't, I
downtime,
don't own the business. No, no, no.
oh man.
No, I don't own the business. It's just a smoke shop that I randomly visit every day. You know, now
Randomly
now I
visit
thought
every
about
day.
I thought about owning my own cigar shop at one time, a little smoke lounge, but my wife talked me out of it. Uh, I had to talk her into letting me run a gym because when I quit fighting, I went into the gym business for about 10 years, and I should have opted out of that and did the cigar lounge. Because I felt like I would have be more happier in that cigar lounge than trying to, rustle up guys around the gym, man. But I did that gym business for about 10 years, and I put out some pretty good fighters. one particularly was Carson Jones. I got him when he was like maybe 14 years old, man, and taught him how to fight. And he went out and won his first 7 pro fights, and then he ended up leaving me.
Yeah.
You know,
Coaching is
Man.
a very tough business. I run my own gym as well, and I understand. We're a small gym too, so like you get guys, to the level where they're ready to make a name for themselves, and then they move
oh yeah,
on. Like it's very tough business.
yeah. I was telling this guy, I'm like, man, we're gonna pick up some money here. We're gonna pick up some money there. You'll pick up 10 grand here or 20 grand over here, man. I said, but don't worry about the big money right now. It's gonna come. You need to worry about building your record, getting these wins, doing what you have to do to get there. I say you don't want to sign with just some manager or some agent that say, hey, I can do this for you. You want to sign with a contract for a televised fight. You were like HBO Showtime when that was going on. You want to sign with a promoter that's going to guarantee you some TV fights. Um, and man, this guy was like, man, I'd rather make 20% off of $20 million instead of 20% off of $200,000.
For sure.
And
Yeah.
he just didn't get that logic. He figured that hell, 20,000, 10,000 bucks, it wasn't enough money for him. So I didn't get it. But the thing about it is that it was on my fault because I didn't have a contract with this kid. Because I raised this kid, everybody thought he was my own son. I raised him like he was my son,
Yeah.
and he was 14 years old, dude. And once he turned 18, turned him pro. And like I said, he won his first 7 fights, and most of the 7 fight, he beat this one kid out of California and beat another kid in some other state. I forgot what it was. But he had his last fight with me. It was up in Chicago. And I said, man, just keep doing what you're doing, man. You're looking good. Fighting this guy, keep jabbing, keep boxing around. Don't stand still. Don't try to slug with him. And sure enough, he tried to slug with him, and he tried to knock him out, and he got knocked out.
Mm.
He got beat. But he's a good kid. He's truly a good kid. But like I said, he wanted to make money. He wanted to make more money at the time. He didn't see the big picture.
Yeah. Coaching's it's a very tough thing to do. First of all, you can't really control the outcome of the fight. All you can do is put your athlete in the best position to win. And whether they do or not, it's on them. Like you can't
Oh yeah,
control their life, you can't control their girls, you can't control like a lot of stuff in their life.
you cannot do it. Yeah, you cannot do it. Even when I was training, man, Miss O'Grady, they like, man, you know what? We're gonna be here. That window, they had a big bay window in the front where the curtains, the blinds, they had to stay open at all times, no matter what, because it was the office and all the rooms were in the back. But no matter what, those blinds had to stay open. And every morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, Mr. O'Grady's out there in the front blowing his horn. Come on, let's go. You guys got to go run.
Yeah.
So if we stayed out that weekend, and get home at 2 in the morning, well, hell, you got to get up at 5 and go run. And if you showed any sluggish, they knew what you were doing. So they're going to run you extra hard, dude. They're going to make you do that 2-mile gut check in under 12 minutes.
That's a gut check.
Yeah.
After a hard night out.
That's a gut check there, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
2 miles under 12 minutes, dude. And we ain't no track stars.
was running the gym rewarding to you, or was it really not what you expected it to be?
What was that, sir?
Was running the gym like, did it fill your needs, or was it not really what you
Well,
expected it to be?
well, at the time, I didn't expect it to go that way, really. And most of it was on my behalf because the guys that I did have, I didn't have a contract with them except for one guy. And my main guy that I had, I didn't have him under contract because I thought it was just, hey man, we're friends. I've had you ever since you was 14 years old, and I took his word, I took his mother's word, I took my word, and I thought that it was just going to work out, but uh, dating back with the O'Grady's, with when I was fighting with those guys, I never had a contract with those guys. We never had a contract. Out of all the years that I stayed with those, all the fights that I had with those guys that they promoted, we never had a contract. It was our word. They stood behind what they said, and I stood behind what I said, and it worked out just fine. I mean, we didn't do anything. Now we did a split, of course. Yeah, we agreed up on 60-40. I get 60, they get 40, and that was the agreement. And out of that 40%, they took care of everything they needed to take care of for me. You know, um, so I felt that was fair. I felt that was the way to go, and it seemed to work out, and it actually it did work out. And I don't know if managers, agents, promoters, fighters. I don't know if they have that trust today, as I did with the O'Grady's. But I felt comfortable with it.
That's a different time now, man. Everything's big business, man. Those days are long gone, man. People's word don't mean too much now. Like,
No,
Yeah.
no. But
tough
but
spot.
but running a gym, sometimes I do I do think about getting back into the gym business again. I'll go down to the gym 3 days a week, uh, show some kids some pointers, and then I'll leave and I'll come back the next day, see if they worked on them or whatnot, and I can tell if they have. Then if they haven't, I won't say anything to them. I just move on. you know.
Yeah.
But I won't get involved with no more professional fighters. If I want to do anything, it'll be with amateurs. Because the amateurs, they're looking to get there. And once they get there, they're on their own. You don't have to pay me anything now, so you don't have to pay me anything later. But
Yeah.
with pros, they looking to get theirs now and then get theirs later at the same time.
Uh-huh.
And while you in the middle, you get cut out of it because they trying to take the whole pie. So
It's
I
not a lot
don't
of
know.
love for coaches. Not a lot of love for the coaches, man. Like,
No,
it's
it's
the
not.
toughest sport there is.
It is truly it is, man. I mean, you put in your time. You're sitting there holding pads for these guys. You opening the gym. You got man. I got shit. I'm giving these guys. I'm taking food off my table to feed somebody else, and they don't even appreciate it. So I'm like, man, I'm like, screw this. So I'm gonna shut it down. You know.
Yeah.
And
The
so
shoulders holding pads.
I hated to do that, but still, though, I mean, it's just something I had to do. Do I want to keep the gym? I keep my wife. You know.
Yeah.
I know that feeling, man. I know that one. It's always a tough. Like, it's so much time. People don't realize like how much time coaches spend. Like, not only do they game plan, they open a gym, they clean the gym, they
Oh
work with you, they make sure you're eating right, they chase you around, they deal with like all your problems because fighters always got problems, man. It
yeah,
doesn't
they
matter.
they do they do. I mean, the guy that runs the amateur gym over there now, man. I mean, he's there day in and day out. He even have a 9 to 5 job, man.
Yeah.
He has a job. And then after he gets off work, he goes over and open the gym up, clean it up, just like you mentioned. He does
Yeah.
everything. Then he has to go home to his wife. Now you get to see spend what 2 hours with his wife, then go to bed, then get up and
Yeah.
do the same thing over
And miss
again.
all his family for it too. Like, it's tough. You
Yeah,
gotta make
yeah,
up with
it
your wife
is.
when you go home. She'd be mad.
It is, man. And some of these, I mean, fighters, they have to understand that, man. These coaches and they got a life too, man, and they want to be easy too. They want to have an easy life too, man. We all want an easy life, but these guys, they just got to understand these coaches got a life too, man. But boxing is a life also if you step into there, and you have to put up with it, but you have to limit your time to that sport daily as okay. Well, I'm going to be here for 3 hours. That's it, dude. That's it. Don't contact me afterwards, or don't contact me before it. You know what time the gym opens. You know what time the gym closes. Leave all your personal shit at home. You know, don't bring that attitude to the gym.
Yeah,
Leave that shit there because we're working on something here going forward. This has nothing to do with your with your personal life. This has something to do with your career life in boxing, you know, and you going forward. So if you want to leave all that shit behind and drop your bag here in the gym, let's get it going.
I
You know?
love that.
Yep.
If you had one thing to say to like an aspiring amateur boxer wants to turn into a professional career, what would you tell
Man, I would tell him first off is that get yourself in the best conditioning that you possibly can. Get that stamina up and that endurance up. Feel good about yourself. Go into go into an agreement with agent, matchmaker, promoter, manager, whoever it may be that that you got your eyes set on, that you got your goals set at. Go in there and just be open minded with them. Just tell them exactly what you want. Don't let them tell you what you want. You tell them what you want. Because most of the guys say, "Well, I can get this for you. I can do this for you." No, don't accept that. Tell them, "Hey, I want this here." If someone come to you and say, "Hey, I got to fight 50 grand," I don't want 50 grand. I want 150 grand.
him?
You make your stipulations. If they don't take it, they don't take it.
Right.
But you didn't get cheated. You know what I mean? You didn't get cheated whatsoever. But you just gotta have an open mind. You just gotta tell those guys what you want, and most of those guys they don't do that. But now, of course, I mean, except for the regards of Mayweather's and other fighters like that, they can make their own. They can make their own agreements on what they want. And an up and coming fighter, you just go in there and just be yourself and say, hey, this is what I want. This is what I expect for you guys to help me with. And if you can help me with that, and then if you come along with something, you have a great idea and it's going to work, I'm going to try it. I'm going to do it also to show you that I can give also. And I can be that fighter that you want me to be if you're going to be honest with me, because this boxing, it's a tough sport, man. I mean, it ain't nothing but just sharks out there, dude. You know,
That's real. And they're
you,
all
you know,
coming for you. They're all trying to knock you out,
yeah,
man.
yeah,
Everybody.
yeah, yeah.
Take your
Because
money.
because yeah, yeah. Everybody want that winner. Everybody want that number one guy. You know, no one cares who's second or third, but that second or third is still making some money. But
Right.
all of them want to be at the top. All of them want to be at the top, man. You know, with me, I just wanted to be there. I just wanted to be there, man. And like I said, the O'Grady's, they gave me a spot. I was able to get there. I was able to stay there for a little bit, but but I had some issues to where I didn't have that killer instinct like some of these guys do out there, man. I get in that fight, I just couldn't get there. And when I did, always something came up. I fought Kevin Pompey up in Catskill, New York. No, Troy, New York. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Fought Pompey up in Troy, New York, and it was for the USBA title. Uh, and I went to that fight knowing that I had this guy. I knew I was going to get him. And I broke my left hand in the 5th round, and I broke my right hand in the 10th, and I lost a 12-round decision. And ever since then, my hands were never the same. I didn't give my hands time enough to heal. I was right back fighting months later. No bullshit, man. I was back fighting months later. And that's just the eagerness in me that I just wanted to fight. I just wanted to keep proving to myself that I could do this, because I didn't have what all these other guys. I didn't have what Pompey have. I didn't have what all these other fighters that was world champions or had either. You know, man, I had to work for what I had to get. You know, the art of boxing, the science of it, dude. I mean, I had to learn the hard way. You know, and that meant by jumping in the car, hell, driving across country. You know, stopping in every state we possibly can get a fight in, just to learn how to fight, man.
Sometimes two in one night, man. That's crazy.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I tell you, we had to dip Kevin Rooney. Actually, my manager at the time, Miss O'Grady, they spoke with Kevin Rooney on the phone about him coming to Oklahoma City, staying here for a few months, training me, because though I like the way Tyson fight, of course, and I was good with it. And then he no, just send the kid up here to Catskill and we'll work with him up here. And they didn't do that. So, like I said, I had opportunities, but we just didn't jump on that side. We just kept doing what we were doing. We just kept going down that one way road, I guess. And it ended up.
Speaking of Mike Tyson, I cannot have you on this podcast and not ask you what you thought about Mike Tyson and Jake Paul.
Oh, dude,
Hey.
I knew he was carrying the bag already, man. um, I believe it was the biggest sham in boxing, man. I love Mike Tyson. I mean, I've always been a Mike Tyson fan. Him and Muhammad Ali, I'm a 1-2. You know, Ali won and Tyson's second. Um, I wish Tyson hadn't have done that. You know, but I mean, you see the training videos that Tyson did, and then you
Yeah.
see him that fight night. Totally different. It was a totally difference. But again, I guess it was written in the agreement with Tyson that he was only allowed to throw so many punches or whatnot. What type of punches? You know, I don't know, but I don't know if I just can't say if he was there. He wasn't there to me.
Yeah, I heard that if he knocked Jake Paul out in the first 4 rounds, he got like $10 million less.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, and that's just hearsay with me
Yeah,
on off.
same for me. I don't know for sure,
You know,
but to me, it looked like he either wasn't fighting or he was like very injured. Like
Yeah. He seemed like he had something going on, and I just, I mean, I had guys that I was hanging around with. They're like, "Buck, what do you think? Is Tyson gonna get him? Is Jake Paul gonna get?" I said, "Man, Tyson gonna knock his ass out third round." I said, "Tyson gonna play with him for a minute, and Tyson's gonna get him." You know, it is the other way around. Tyson just looked like, I mean, he looked like an old fighter.
yeah,
You know, he just looked like he shouldn't have been in there. The training video showed differently. You know,
I
Yeah.
I
and
agree.
of course you get 55, 60 years old. I mean, hell, at 60, I still think I could do it. You know what I mean? But then I get in there and I mess around with some of these kids at the gym. I don't have it anymore.
Yeah.
You know,
You always feel like you have it. I'm 48 and I'm training guys that are 20, and like there's a huge world of difference between when I was like 32 and now. Like it's huge. Like just cutting angle, like everything's different, man. Like just everything's touch low. My mind's working the same, but the body doesn't follow it.
yeah. You can think it, but you can't throw
Yeah.
it. You
I was like,
know.
oh, that was there. 10 years ago, I hit that.
But it's Tyson's going to do very well. He's always done well for himself. You know,
Yeah.
Tyson is one of the greatest fighters out there, man. And I have nothing bad to say about what Tyson done. You know, I just wish he wouldn't have done that. You know, but that's coming from me. You know, Jake Paul, piss on Paul. you know, it's crazy because you could do this, Jake Paul, if you want to help somebody else out instead of giving these guys out cash. Like, I mean, you taking all this loot, taking all this money. I said, why don't you set it up to where you got other fighters fighting other fighters, true pro fighters that need money, that need
Yeah.
that. You know, hell, you could do something. You could do something to help these retired fighters that don't have anything. You know, I mean, shit, help these guys out. You know, you can do something. You know, but I mean, hell, I wish I had it like that to where I could give back to a lot of fighters that's been out there that hasn't been as fortunate as me. You know, um, to have good health. Um, but I don't know. Some of these fighters, I used to when I was promoting fights here in Oklahoma City because I did promote about 20 fights here. I had guys call me up, man. They slurring and barely can speak, want me to put them on a fight card. And I'm
Yeah.
like, man, I can't do that, dude. I said, there's no way I can do that, man. I said, but I tell you what, here I can send you this. I can help you out a little bit, man, to get you on your feet. But other than that, I
Uh-huh.
can't do anything else, dude. And I said,
Yeah.
I really shouldn't even be doing that, man. But
It's so tough. There's no pension, there's no health insurance for these guys. Like it's such a difficult post
Yeah.
career life for the sport because at the end of the day, you at some point you're not gonna be able to fight anymore. It doesn't matter who you are. Father Time is the ultimate winner, and then you better have something set for yourself.
man, I tell you, I had to find a 9 to 5 just to get health insurance, dude, because
Yeah.
there was nothing there for me. I mean, all the money that you made in boxing, I mean, and if you're gonna blow that on healthcare, I mean, you're gonna be broke before you know it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was able to go for a while for at least 15, 18 years without working, and but now, man, I can't do that because I got health issues. You know, I gotta get I got glaucoma. you know, I got heart issues. So I mean, hell, I got to have something coming in instead of everything going out.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's difficult, dude. It truly is, man. You know, but I'm just glad I'm just not that damaged to where uh, I'm gonna need long term assistance. you know what I mean? So hopefully, hopefully my health will turn around, which it has already. You know, because I can get up and I can go run 2 or 3 miles. Uh, I can go to the gym, hang out, work on the bags for a little bit, help the kids out for a couple of hours, and I'm good. Then I go back right smoking my cigar. you know what I mean?
Nice.
So and of course when I play golf, I walk. The majority of the time I do walk. Um, but I'm smoking my cigars, hitting the golf ball, and I try to do that every single day. But man, my health is good. Good. My health is great. Um, I better slow down because I want to jinx myself.
Man, it's great to hear you. It's great to see that you're healthy. Like whenever we get a guy that's got like 200 fights, it's always like, man, I hope this guy's okay when you talk to him. Like, because you don't know, like, you know what you talk about during your career, but then you get
man,
Yeah.
them on and like they're different.
man, I get my words. Sometimes they stumble up on each other, man, and I can't get the right word out. Sometimes I gotta think, But I'm there. I'm good. I'm happy at where I'm at right now, man. I'm truly am. The game, the boxing life, it's been good to me. I got more out of it than what I put in it. I truly did. Like I said, I got to meet guys like you. You know, other guys around the world, other fans. That I got a chance to encounter. And have conversation with, man, and all about the fight game. Yeah, but of course I made friends. And I felt good about it. Now when I walk around here and guys they, hey man, you fought Chavez or you fought this guy here, man. All right, can I get your autograph? Can I get this here? I'm like, yeah, man, yeah, you can get it, dude. It's all good, But I don't turn away. I don't shy from those guys. I always want to try to inspire some other one that truly looked at me as a fighter that they would want to have something like that, a picture or something.
For sure, man. And uh, it's an honor for us to have these old fighters like yourself on. Hall
Yep.
of Fame level boxers,
Yep.
like people forget, and it's always an honor for us to have everyone on that. 10 years ago, 15 years ago, everyone knows who you are. Like you're away from the sport for a little bit and like people forget, man, but the real fans don't forget. And sometimes it's just nice to be reminded like people still love and admire and respect everything they did during your career. And we thank you so much for coming on, man. Over 100 wins, 2 fights in one night, hundreds of KOs. Like you can't have a better resume than you do.
Hey man, I'm gonna suck all that up, dude. And yeah, like you said, I got one hell of a resume, man. It should get me a boxing job anywhere in the United States, right? with
100%, man. Like
with that
it's
with that with
like
that resume.
when
But
Ray said we got you on, dude, I was like, oh my god, we got Buck Smith. How did you get Buck Smith? Like, dude, it's so crazy. Like,
but
I
hey,
Listen,
really appreciate you
I,
coming on, man.
I'm kind of a quiet person here, man. The wife, she doesn't like all the show. You know what I mean? She didn't want me doing this. You know,
Oh,
she don't like me being. She just don't like. She likes a quiet life,
mhm.
quiet life. You know, which I married a good woman that kept me away from all that shit. You know what I mean?
that's
Yeah.
why it took
I'm
so
not.
long to get you
I'm,
on here, right?
yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Yeah, yeah, it's like some of these guys, they still want to live that limelight and shit. You know what I mean? They still think they got it. They still think they're out there. But with me, yeah, I live boxing. I love boxing. It's truly been good to me. Like I said, I met some wonderful people in the game, and man, I just want to thank everyone for being there for me in the sport. You know, and especially you guys for having me on here. It's a pleasure. I haven't done. This is my first time ever doing a podcast. So
Really?
yeah,
Oh man.
I'm a little nervous. You know what I mean? It's like my first fight, man. Hey, I gotta go pee first. I mean,
Yeah. Ah,
I'm that nervous, man.
no big deal, dude. You did awesome. And like the thing is like most of the people that do podcasts just do it because they love it. You know, they're not
Oh
like
yeah,
out to like throw people under the bus or like make
right,
make the
right.
fighters look bad, dude. And like it's such an honor to be able to have a wide range of guests on. We had James Tony on and like we
Yep.
had you on like legends of boxing, legends of
Yeah,
and we
yeah,
have a lot
yeah,
more MMA guys on, but like
yeah.
even just
Well,
getting boxing legends on is amazing
But
too.
yeah, we've been having some good boxers. We had James Tony, Jesse James Lehigh. We had him on. We had a few boxers for sure.
okay, okay.
We
I
we
may
even get
have
bare knuckle. We get bare knuckle
bare
fighters too.
knuckle.
He's like
There's some
none of
other
that.
guys. Hey,
Ha!
you ought to try to have Harold Brazier. Harold Brazier. Look into Harold Brazier. He's up in South Bend, Indiana.
Okay.
He has a remarkable story. He's a great guy. He's one of the guys. Now me and Harold Brazier, we did the last 15 rounder. That was documented. It was a no decision, no contest. And about the 12th round, 13th round, I felt like shit, and he kept whooping my ass. I tell you, he wouldn't let up, dude. We did the last 15 rounder in the fight game.
Do you think it was a good decision to go from 15 to 12, or do you
Man,
like the longer
I
fights?
I wish it would go back to 15. Because it showed it showed it truly did show, dude. It truly did. If you didn't train for it, you wasn't gonna make it. And those guys back in those days, back in the 70s, or what was it, late 80s or the early 80s when they changed to it,
Yeah.
the early 80s. Um, man, these guys they can't make it. They wouldn't make it, man. Those guys were just they just trained differently. I mean,
Mhm.
everything was different back then. I guess you're talking what 30 years ago. You know,
Man, it seems so like it was yesterday. It seems like the 80s are like forever ago now. It's so long.
40 years ago, man. I mean, 15 rounders. I mean, it really showed. I mean, it really did. I mean, guys can go in the gym and they can go, oh, I sparred 15 rounds. I sparred 12 rounds. That ain't shit, dude. You go try to fight 15 rounds.
Yeah.
And it's gonna prove to you to where you need to be at, it's gonna show you where you need to be at, man. And those guys back then, when those guys were training, I believe those guys were truly running. I mean, you didn't have all this fucking Bally's gym and shit
Yeah.
like that, and these guys pushing weights with with what they call it with all the
The sled,
the
the
sleds, the
waist
stretch
sled.
bands and all that bullshit, man. You know, no one was doing all this shit back then, man. Those guys back in the day was chopping trees and running, you know.
You
But
can see the difference in the body styles too. You can tell that there's so much more muscle mass in the fighters now. You can tell they're not built to fight the same amount of
no,
time.
no, because I mean, hell, most of them got what 1% water weight in them. You know,
Yeah.
they're all down to 1% or some shit. You know, and that's why they get dehydrated so damn quick, man.
Mhm.
I mean, shit, these some bitches they want to drain all their fucking fluids out for some reason, and when it's time to go fight, then they truly get injured. Then I mean, it's not one time I had to freaking cut weight. No, I take that back. I had to cut weight one time, and that was Kirkland Lang. I fought Kirkland Lang over in Europe, over in England, and it was on a 10-day notice. Me and Sean were out in California for the New Year, and we got the call, and they asked if we wanted to fight, and I said, "Yeah, I'll accept it." You know. So the next day, we hopped on a plane, flew over to England, and hell, I was overweight, and I had to lose like 10 pounds, and man, I was drained, dude. I mean, I was sweating bullets, man, and this motherfucker didn't even show up for the weigh-in, you know. But bless his soul, old man. I think he's dead now, I believe. But man, this old boy, I mean, he
Did
was
you win a
going there.
title in that fight?
Do I now?
Did you win a title in that fight?
No, sir. No, sir. It was a non-title fight with Kirkland Lang. He had just beat Roberto Duran a couple of fights before that, I believe. And we got there, man, and the referee was like, "Well, Buck, if you don't start fighting, we're gonna stop the fight. I'm gonna stop the fight." And it was like the beginning of the seventh round. And I said, "Well, why are you gonna do that?" And this is what I told the ref. I said, "Why are you gonna do that?" I said, "I'm getting ready to knock this guy out." And sure enough, we knocked him out in that seventh round. You
Did the
know,
ref laugh with you after?
do I now, sir?
Did the referee laugh with you after that?
Oh man, he joked around. He's like, he told me he was gonna knock him out. He told me, he went around telling everybody, man. And I tell you what, after it was all said and done with, man, they treated me like royalty over there, dude. They gave me a limo, free drinks, I mean everything, dude. They were just giving me everything they possibly could just to get a rematch with this old boy. They wanted a rematch right then. They even offered double on
Oh
the
man.
on the money, man. They were just going all out, man. And me and Sean, it was just us two, just me and him there, man. You know, and it was a blast. It truly was, man.
Awesome, man. That's a great story to end on. I think we'll cut it right here.
Okay,
Thank
all
you
right,
so
cool.
much for your
Well,
time,
hey,
man.
I
I
appreciate being
appreciate
on
you.
Caveman Show, guys. I really do, my man. And we probably have to do this some other time again.
Heck yeah,
Yeah.
man.
You
You got
know.
anything to plug anytime, you're more than welcome to come on our show. We'd love to have you on, especially now
Oh
that you're
yeah.
an experienced podcaster.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I'm not experienced. I'm trying to get there, man. I'm gonna tell you, man, that was bothering me for a while there, man. I'm like, why is this damn thing muted, man? You
Yeah.
know,
It
I gotta
happens
check my
sometimes,
phone out.
man.
I never have it on mute. I never have it on silent. I never,
Yeah. So
you
what
know.
happens is sometimes the web browser. So this is like it's not an app. It's through a web browser. So sometimes your web browser itself, the internet thing, can have your mic sound turned off, and that's probably what it was.
That's probably, yeah, I think that's what it was. But
Yeah.
I didn't go into the browser and try to detect that there.
Yeah. You need
My
to be
wife,
like
my
a
wife,
rocket
my wife
scientist.
just said, yeah, the iPhone is better than the Samsung. Yeah, well, she said the iPhone bailed me out.
Yeah, it definitely did. It's awesome that you guys are married and you have such a lasting relationship. I
Hey,
want to I wanted to cut it out because I didn't want to go over an hour and 10 minutes, but I actually have to ask you this question. Um, what makes a successful marriage in a fight game? Because it is so difficult to deal with all the stuff that a fighter's wife has to deal with. What do you guys do that makes your marriage work after 20 years?
man, you won't believe it, but my wife, we've been married for over we've been married for over 25 years, 27, 28 years. But my wife is she loves sports, dude. She loves sports, and guess what? She doesn't like boxing. She doesn't like boxing, but I think that's what drove me to having a gym and promoting these shows. Because I told her, I said, hey, I said, honey, just give me 5 years. Give me 5 years in this. Let me do this. Let me show you that I can do this. I done it for 10 years. And but now she won't let me go back in it at all. So and I'm on that side with her. I'm on that side with her. So that kind of keeps the peace. So as long as I can sit there and watch the Steelers with her, because she's a Steeler fan.
Yeah.
So if I can sit there and watch the Steelers with her, it makes it more comfortable.
Well, I'm sorry the Bills are going to have to win this year, but
I know it. I know it. But yeah, she will not. She just don't like the fights. I mean, even when I was promoting the fights, she never did watch the fights. She always ran the ticket counter. Her and my daughter, they always took care of the money, of course, like women do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the important part. You gotta have someone you trust doing that.
They know how to do that. But yeah, she's just a wife that's been there for me when I needed her, when I didn't need her, and she's gonna continue to do that because I'm gonna continue to be there for her. And we have this lasting relationship that's been going on for over 30 years. We've been married 20 something years, and I think we're gonna be headed for another 20.
Heck yeah, man.
I love this woman, man. I mean, I wouldn't do anything whatsoever. Heck, man, I just this woman she means the world to me, man. She truly do. She truly means the world to me.
Young fans that are watching this right now, like if I could tell you one thing, have a strong woman in your life that is like a woman like Buck Smith's wife, because there's a lot of bad women and women can ruin careers,
Yes.
women can ruin lives, but the right woman with the right man can make magic happen, man. And it's awesome
Oh
that you
yeah.
have it in your life.
Hey, my woman, she didn't worry about no money whatsoever. She didn't even ask. She didn't when we got married, and I'll let you guys go after this. When I proposed to marry her, she said, first off, before you get married, before I say yes, I want to see your tax returns from last year. Yeah. This lady, she's got a college degree in business. And she's like, let me see your tax returns. And she said, you mean to tell me you made this amount of money in 6 months? Where's it at? And she said, I can't marry you if you're going to be doing shit like that. She said, you got to get your shit together. She said,
Yeah.
she said, you got to get your shit together. I said, I don't care if you got money or not, but you can't be blowing money like this. I need for you to be there. I need for you to be responsible. So guess what? She handles all finances. And so
That's awesome, man.
I have nothing. I don't worry about it. Only thing I worry about, and I tell her, hey, as long as I got money for cigars and money for golf, I'm happy. I don't care about nothing else.
Yeah.
And that's it. So you can do what you want to do. And we get along just fine, man. I mean,
That's awesome, man.
we
You
we
guys make sure
get
you
along
guys
just
have
fine.
this in your life. It's important. It's a big part of the game.
Yeah, it
Yep.
is. It is.
Thank you so much for your time, Mr. Smith.
Hey, thank you guys. You
Thank
guys
you,
Good luck
man.
with your health. Good luck
and
with your
hey,
heart.
have a great New Year that's coming up, man.
You too, man. Happy
2025.
holidays.
Oh
Definitely.
yes.
New Year's is Ray's birthday, actually.
Hey
Oh
Ray.
yeah.
Well,
Yep.
happy early birthday, man.
Thank you, sir.
All
Yes,
right.
yeah,
Thank
Have a
you.
yeah.
great,
That'll
great evening.
be
Thank you for
awesome,
the
man.
podcast, sir.
Oh no,
And
thank you guys for having me,
we're
man.
out.
Man.
Yes, sir.